There's a feeling that creeps up on a lot of people, especially in their 20s, 30s, and even 40s, a feeling that everything is just a blur, that life is passing them by, that despite all the potential, all the energy, all the dreams, nothing really feels right. It's called being lost, and if you feel lost in life, this message is for you, because the moment you realize it's not just you, and the moment you take full control over it, everything changes. This is not your ordinary "everything will be fine" speech. That's for cowards. This is for people who want to wake up, lock in, and finally become the person they were supposed to be. Let's begin. 1. Being lost is a signal, not a sentence. You feel lost because your soul is trying to scream at you, but you've been ignoring it. The feeling of being lost isn't punishment. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's a signal. A signal that your current way of living no longer fits you. That the people, the habits, the goals, the environment, they aren't aligned with what you truly need to grow. But if you ignore the signal long enough, it becomes a sentence. Years go by, dreams die, momentum fades, you settle, and then you wake up at 47 years old wondering where the fire went. So take this seriously. The feeling of being lost is your advantage, if you listen to it. 2. You must stop living on autopilot. The modern world is designed to keep you distracted, reactive, and sedated. Everywhere you turn, there's a dopamine hit waiting to numb your pain. Your phone, cheap entertainment, social media validation, endless scrolling, empty conversation, fast pleasure. You're not broken, you're distracted. You don't lack purpose, you lack space to think. If you feel lost, step 1 is this: unplug. You need stillness to find direction. You need silence to hear your own instincts again. You need distance from the noise to recalibrate your path. Start by carving out solitude. No phone, no voices, no inputs. Just you, a pen, a blank page, and brutal honesty. Ask yourself, what part of my life is out of alignment? Where did I stop trusting myself? What am I pretending not to know? The answers aren't out there, they're inside. But you've got to quiet the world to hear them. 3. Your environment is lying to you. Let me be blunt. Most of the people around you are not aiming high. Most of them are not strategic. Most of them are not living with purpose. So why are you taking advice from them? Why are you measuring your progress based on their opinions? You feel lost partly because your environment isn't built for clarity or growth. The average person in your circle probably doesn't work on themselves, doesn't read, doesn't think deeply, avoids responsibility, escapes through distractions, settles early. If that's what surrounds you, you will feel lost, because deep down, you're not average. You're built for more, but your environment isn't reflecting that. Change that, immediately. Clean up your circle. Find people who are intense about growth, strategy, wealth, purpose, fitness, clarity. Even if you don't know them personally, listen to them, study them, model their focus. You will never rise higher than your environment. 4. You don't need motivation, you need a target. Feeling lost is what happens when you're floating. When there's no locked-on destination. You don't need more motivation. You don't need a hype speech. You need a clear target. What does winning look like for you? Write it down. Describe it clearly. What does your life look like? What do your days feel like? What have you built? Who are you around? What are you proud of? Not vague wishes, concrete, tactical, specific goals. Because here's the secret. The mind only starts focusing when it has something to lock onto. Until then, it will float, drift, waste time, choke potential. You don't need to figure out every step. Just lock in the target, and the steps will start to reveal themselves. 5. Stop waiting for confidence. Start with courage. Confidence doesn't come from thinking, it comes from action. You're not lost because you lack confidence. You're lost because you haven't taken enough bold, consistent action to build momentum. You build confidence when you show up to the gym even when you're tired. Build something even when no one claps. Speak up even when you're unsure. Invest even when the payoff is delayed. Confidence is earned, not given, not inherited, not gifted. You will never think your way into power. You act your way into it, so stop waiting to feel ready. Start building, trying, failing, adjusting. Courage comes first, confidence follows. 6. Mastery will save you. When you feel lost, your brain starts to spiral. You overthink everything. You question your identity. You start to feel powerless. Here's the solution: skill. Learn a skill so deeply that you can create value with it on demand. Whether it's marketing, sales, speaking, coding, writing, strategy, business, investing, coaching, editing, master something, anything. Skill gives you options. Options give you confidence. Confidence gives you clarity. Clarity eliminates that lost feeling. You don't feel lost when you know you can eat, no matter where life drops you. Get so good they can't ignore you, and watch your identity rise again. 7. Discipline over emotion. Always, you're not going to feel like it most days. The secret to escaping being lost isn't waiting for inspiration. It's building discipline. Discipline is your lighthouse. It's the one thing that keeps you moving through the fog. Build a daily system that doesn't care how you feel. Wake up early. Move your body. Protect your time. Create something every day. Read every day. Execute your key tasks, no matter your mood. Discipline is how lost men find themselves. Because when your feelings can't be trusted, your actions must lead. 8. Your body shapes your mind. Want to stop feeling lost? Change your body. The way you treat your physical health is a direct signal to your subconscious of who you are. When you eat trash, skip workouts, abuse substances, sleep poorly, your mind starts believing you are weak. When you train, eat with intent, move with power, build your body, your identity shifts. You start to believe you're a winner, a builder, a weapon. You can't think clearly in a weak body. You can't dominate life when you treat yourself like trash. Your mind lives inside your body. Train the temple. Watch your thoughts sharpen. 9. Your future is not written, it's built. This idea that it's too late, or I've wasted too much time, is nonsense. Time isn't your enemy. Your lack of strategic effort is. Today can be day one, if you make it one. There are people who went broke at 35 and became millionaires by 40. There are people who are out of shape at 40 and shredded by 45. There are people who were depressed, lost, lonely, and 3 years later built families, companies, legacies. It's not too late, but it will be if you keep doing nothing. Stop mourning wasted time. Start building what's left. 10. Take full ownership, or be owned. Feeling lost becomes dangerous when you start blaming. It's because of my parents. It's society's fault. I didn't have opportunities. It's too hard. That mindset guarantees your life stays exactly where it is. No one's denying your challenges. But strategic men don't focus on blame. They focus on building power despite it all. Take full ownership of everything. Your habits, your circle, your results, your money, your energy, your thoughts. Even if it wasn't your fault, make it your responsibility. Because the second you do, you become dangerous again. 11th, live like a man who has something to prove. To himself, not to the world, not to haters, not to doubters, to yourself. Live like a man on a mission. Build your schedule like you're creating a monument. Wake up like there's a legacy on the line, because there is. When you feel lost, it's because you stopped fighting for yourself. Now's the time to reignite. 12. What you do in the next 6 months will define your next 6 years. Here's the truth: if you spend the next 6 months waking up early, training hard, learning daily, building income, protecting your energy, fixing your circle, acting with intent, your life will look unrecognizable 1 year from now. You won't be lost anymore, you'll be leading. But if you keep drifting, the spiral continues. What you do next matters. Your future self is watching. Final words. You were meant for more. Let me remind you of something the world will never say. You're built for more. You wouldn't feel lost if you were meant for an average life. That discontent you feel, that quiet anger, that sense of this can't be it, that's your signal, that's your fire, that's your proof. You don't need more approval. You don't need more excuses. You don't need more comfort. You need one thing: a decision. A decision to stop floating. A decision to own your life. a decision to build the man you know you were supposed to become. This is the turning point. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. No one is coming to save you, but once you decide to save yourself, everything becomes possible.